What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Let Me Finish. This is your boy Dom.
This is Greg.
And this is Tone.
What's going on, guys? Another week, another podcast episode.
Another day, another dollar. Except I'm not getting paid today because it's Saturday. I like our Saturday recording sessions, you know?
It's more chill.
It is more chill. Doesn't feel... it never feels rushed, but...
Definitely never rush, but... It's like the end of the day, you're like, okay, this is just another thing I gotta do. But then I always enjoy it. But Saturday is more like, yeah, okay. I'll picture y'all in.
You can go out and have a drink or go out to eat or do something. This Saturday, we actually have something planned after the podcast, so that's always fun when we have something to do.
Yes, we're going to a hot dog party hosted by our friends.
Can we not call it that? It's not a hot dog party.
I kind of like the name of that. A hot dog party.
Isn't that what they called it?
That sounds like something
A
else.
hot dog grilling
Right.
party.
It does sound like something like...
Sounds lucky like a...
Come in blindfolded for the hot dog party.
We're going to a sausage party after the podcast. But now, two of our friends invited all of us over for grilling some wieners, and now I'm just trying to make it as as uncomfortable as possible.
Right.
So sure.
But they invited us to their home. We're gonna have a little cookout, and it's gonna be a good time.
Anybody get drinks?
Yes.
I will on the way over there. Yeah, I need to bring something. Maybe a bag of chips too. They're always so good at hosting. What should
I
got the
said
chips.
that. I was like, I should bring some chips or something.
I already said I was going to get it. So I got the chips. I got like different bags of chips and dips. So I got a couple things.
I just got some seltzers. That's all.
We all did
I got.
the bare minimum, which is chips.
Well, it's like, y'all remember in school when like they had like maybe y'all did it, but they would ask students to bring things to a party. And everybody always tried to do like paper plates and
Chips.
Oh yeah.
Just because it's the cheapest.
It's easy.
You
Just
know?
go to the shelf and get it.
It's easier to go up to your parents and be like, "Oh, Mom, I forgot about this party. I got to bring something for the potluck at school."
Plates.
And she's like, "Oh, paper
Forks.
plates? I got those." And she
Forks,
has like
Right.
a shit ton of paper plates, like
Or-
60 paper plates.
Or a bag of chips that we haven't opened yet. Be like, just take those. You'll be
Right. And
fine.
you're like, "Is this expired, Mom?" And she's like, "I'm not going to the store."
But yeah, so what else has been going on, guys?
Well, I did my move last weekend, and it actually went really good. I did like 75% of it by myself. Not because I didn't want to rely on anybody, but I got my keys early, and it was during the week. So I moved 5 minutes away, so I literally just started moving. And so I got my move done, and my move has been a very positive process. And I like the place much better than my last place.
Positive
Nice.
process. So you're saying like the act of moving has been kind of like restorative, purifying,
Therapeutic.
renewing. Yes.
Yeah.
I actually, because every time I move, I get rid of stuff. Like if I haven't used something in 6 months to a year, I get rid of it. What was symbolic about this move is that there were a couple items I still had that I had gotten from people who aren't in my life anymore. You know, whether it be like a sheet or just something random, but I had these things and I'm like, I just need to get rid of it because I'm past that phase of that person. Not that they're bad, but you know. So I got rid of a couple items, which felt refreshing. And the ironic part about all this is that our last episode was about finance, and I spent way too much money literally right after that episode on furniture. So,
You learn nothing.
well, I'm gonna pay it off. I just gotta,
Yeah.
I needed some new stuff.
Okay, so tell us what you got.
I got a new couch. I got a new love seat. I got a new like kitchen bar deal.
Nice.
I bought some new sheets off Amazon, just regular bed sheets. I bought like these shoe storage containers for my closet to get my shoes stored safely. And there's like a lot of little small things. Like I had to buy cat repellent for the couch because my cat likes to scratch stuff. And
Yeah.
cat repellent didn't work, so I got to return that. Amazon's been at my place like 5 times last week.
Oh, they're like this guy again. One package.
Oh no, it's more than one package.
It's like
One
Christmas.
thing, one item.
It's like Christmas though. When you see all the packages, you
Oh.
already know what it is.
It
but
is the best feeling.
you get
Yeah.
to open all the boxes and see all the money you spent.
Feels like an unwrapping, but I got that done. And even though I spent a lot of money, I think I'm at the end of it now. I bought one piece of furniture used off Facebook Marketplace, like a really nice my bar cabinet. It was like $60, but it's like a CB2, which is Crate and Barrel if you don't know.
Oh, I didn't know that actually.
Yeah, so CB2 is it's like a higher end Crate and Barrel. So that thing would probably be like $400, but the guy was moving, him and his wife, so $60. I'm like, I'll take it.
Oh, sweet. So it's like sturdy and not
Oh,
like
yeah.
IKEA that just
Yeah.
like you move it once and it just
It
falls
starts
apart.
to get a little wiggly on the
Well,
side.
yeah, wobbly. yeah. Well, it sounds like you got a bunch of stuff that you needed, honestly,
Yeah.
and like when you move like that, you have to start over in some sense. You know, you have to put stuff on a credit card or however you paid. I don't know,
Yeah.
but I'm wondering because you said you got a couch and a love seat and a bar like stand. Like,
How big is this?
how
new
big
place?
is this place?
What's it like? It's huge. It's bigger than my last place was too damn small, but it's just bigger to where I have a little more space and wanted to fill out some things. So it's not like nothing crazy huge, but it's a nicer place. You know, the biggest thing about it is it gets a bunch of natural sunlight, so it just feels better.
So there's a lot of windows.
I love that.
Yes.
I love windows.
So I get a lot of sunlight, and it's the whole process has been really good.
You know, me and you are kind of alike in that sense. But when I moved into my current apartment from my old apartment complex, I did it all by myself, just like you did. And
How do you
well,
do that?
it's some movers. I had some movers take.
I did it all by
wait.
myself except for the
So
professional movers.
I had movers take all the heavy stuff, like my bed, my entertainment system, my couches. They took all the heavy stuff that I couldn't do myself.
That makes sense.
But I literally did everything else: my clothes, pots, pans,
Yeah.
electronics,
Yep.
TVs.
Yep.
I'm
kinda,
about
like,
the
moved
same.
all that myself, and it
Yep.
was kind of therapeutic. One, I don't like asking people for help,
Same.
so I really like to ask for help. And it's kind of just like I know how I want it done. So when you invite a bunch of people to come and touch your stuff and move it, yes, it's going to get done faster, but I kind of like to keep things organized as I
Right.
move. So
So you know where
yeah.
everything's at.
Yeah, I know where everything's at. Nobody's judging me because I went in my drawers and found something or
Something fell out.
something fell out. So yeah, I'm just like you. I like to do it myself.
Well, my thing is like when it comes to moving, you always like, okay, I'm moving in a month. I got 2 weeks. I'm gonna like do a really organized move where I like organize things and get rid of things, but then I'm like down to the clock and I tend to like just stuff everything in a bag.
So that did happen. Like I started early packing, but towards the end of it, I'm just like, here, I'll figure it out later. And that's just it's like those random small things that like I kind of know where this goes. So yeah, I did that towards the very end of it.
And the worst part is just like cleaning after you move
Yeah.
completely out of a place. The cleaning part, you got to make sure you sweep.
I
and
always
mop
hire
and-
somebody to do that.
Really, that's a good idea. I may do that next time.
Yeah, I got a lady, and she's kind of sweet. But last time she was like, my husband is divorcing me, basically.
Oh my gosh.
He announced it last night, and she started crying, and I held her in my arms, and then
What?
she asked me if I was single.
Did she really?
Yeah, she did an okay job though.
You were like,
Just
maybe.
okay,
This definitely took a turn.
Greg's
I
like,
will
I'm-
say
Greg's
that.
like, I might consider it. You can clean.
right?
Greg, how's your week been?
My week's been short.
Okay.
Hallelujah. I mean, I know you worked on July 4th. I didn't mean to rub it in, but
Yes.
it was nice because I took Monday off and then Tuesday off I had, and then it was just everyone was on vacation. Like it seems like all my bosses took vacation this week, so it was very slow in a nice way, and I got to get organized. But July 4th weekend, I went to Round Rock to visit Round Rock, and we saw some awesome friends. It was my friend Anna's. Her son Tommy's like second 2-year-old birthday, so we went to that, and then Round Rock showed me around his city. You know, we got some good. He put me on some good burrito spots and just some good quality time with Round Rock.
If anything, Greg loves a burrito. Goddamn.
Yes.
I texted you about a burrito place last week.
Me and Round Rock have that in common, so it's like a match made in heaven. But
Both loving burritos.
yep, burrito loving boys.
And shout out to Round Rock. We could have came last weekend, but we weren't invited. So I know he's listening out there. So
They gotta have their, their little them one-on-one weekends.
Yeah,
we'll have our friend weekend at some point.
Yeah, we got to do a friend weekend. We're trying to like kick around some dates, so maybe end of July, early August. But anyways, what about y'all?
So my week was pretty cool. I did have to work on 4th of July. It's one of the holidays that I pick to work every year. Pretty much because it's not that busy. It's an easy check that day. So,
Tuesday.
and that's how it was on Tuesday this week. So it was kind of lackluster. Not much really happened. But the weekend prior to 4th of July, we went to 2 barbecues. Both one on Saturday and one on Sunday. So we ate a lot of great food. Got to see a bunch of friends and family during that weekend. So we had a great weekend overall. This week, not too much has happened on my ends. Our AC started leaking into our neighbors' apartments.
Shit.
And it was like water was like coming down their walls.
Oh no!
So me and Memphis were at home chilling, and we just got maintenance people were just banging on our door, and we were like, "What's going on?" Mind you, this is like 8:00 at night, so it was like really late. So I opened the door, and he's like, "Your AC is leaking into your neighbor's apartment."
And you're like, "So?" That's not my problem.
It was a whole thing. They had to like come in and out and stop the leakage and stuff like that. And
What caused it?
I don't know. They said that the AC sometimes gets backed up, the units, and apparently it got backed up and was started leaking. You know, we're on the top floor, so that's not any problems that we have to worry about. But you know, shout out to my neighbor. I apologize about water leaking into your apartments. Have you guys ever had to deal with a flood?
I've had like vents leaking in the bathroom. You know, flood. No, nothing like crazy. What about you, Tom?
Yeah, never a flood. I've had the same thing. Like maybe my laundry room leaked out under somebody, and same thing. Maintenance came. They're like, "Hey, your thing's leaking. We gotta fix it," and they fixed it. And so yeah, that's nothing crazy.
Could be worse. It could be your toilet.
Yeah, that's gross.
Yeah, I'm terrified of it leaking. Honestly,
Imagine like sewers, like baggage and stuff like that.
not me.
Yeah, not me either. But did you guys have a good 4th? What did you guys do? I didn't see you guys.
What did I do? I don't remember what I did.
So no fireworks, no nothing.
I hate fireworks. I'm sorry.
Why?
Hate is a very strong word.
Oh my god!
There's
So
no
this
point.
this is Antonio's hate corner.
Oh my god.
What is he? What is the rational hate for?
It's rational. No,
Okay,
there's no point of it. It's literally just noise. It looks the same every year. Fireworks shows haven't changed since we were kids. It's all the same stuff. If they had drone shows, that'd be cool. But fireworks is all the same stuff. It's just noise. It's also wasteful. There's no point. And also, people will blow fireworks till 3 a.m. that night.
In the afternoon.
And people are still blowing fire. It's July 8th right now. People are still popping fireworks. Let it go.
They still got him.
Yeah, that's my issue. Let it
Smoke
go.
them if you got them.
Honestly, I don't know if Antonio should have kids, everybody.
I know.
These are going to be like the most serious kids I've ever met in my life.
They're gonna wake up at 5:30 a.m.
Work out.
Right. They're gonna work out.
They come to the gym with me.
They're gonna do like baby yoga or some shit.
They're going to call other kids childish because they want to go see fireworks, apparently. And what do you mean fireworks are the same every year? First of all,
the
fireworks
same.
are different.
It's
Like, they have different colors. They do different patterns. Some aren't as aggressive as others.
Have you legit ever went to like multiple fireworks shows and been like, "Oh my god, that was amazing"? Like, it's the same shit. It's the same show. I'm sorry.
It's kind of like, wow. You know, you're kind of just dazed by the fireworks.
Yeah.
It's nice to just
No, you're
stop and pause and be like, oh.
Imagine going to a fireworks show just high. Like,
Yeah.
Or on shrooms or something. All the colors
I don't
and
think shrooms would be good.
the stuff.
I think it's too loud, too much for shrooms. Shrooms needs to be
I
more
wouldn't
vibe.
know.
But also the fireworks show lasts like 15 minutes and the shrooms last like 3 hours. So you'd be like, well, what's next?
It's probably bad for the carbon index too, but let's not talk about that.
So we're going to Disney, and one of the things we're going to do while we're there is see the fireworks show.
It's sick, dude.
I heard it was,
Alright,
it's magical.
So maybe a Disney fireworks show.
Yeah.
That's different, right? But,
Disney does it right.
but the standard old fireworks show in your neighborhood, downtown, Skyline, it's all the same.
Here's one thing about Antonio. There's always
Something he doesn't like.
There's always exemptions. So he hates parades, but will love to go to Mardi Gras. And that's the one thing I want to bring up again, because the it's literally called the Mardi Gras parade. Like,
Yeah,
it's
but
literally a parade.
But it's not just about the parade. It's about the whole energy of the city, the vibe, and it's not like this. All right, at 2:00, there's this parade. They have parades, and they have parades there all the time, but it's a different vibe. It's not just floats and stand.
So Mardi Gras gets an exemption, and apparently Disney World gets an exemption.
He's basically
too.
saying like he doesn't want any like
I don't want basic shit.
pride parade, you know,
Whoa,
the last
whoa.
5 minutes. Oh, I mean,
Who said all that?
like a Denton Pride parade. He wants to go to the Disney like Pride parade.
I didn't say none of that.
Y'all are hilarious. Well, okay, everyone, we'll jump into what we're going to talk about this week. We're going to talk about being happy. This is our happiness episode.
Yeah, if we could do licensing, we should play that for real happy song for like 2 seconds because it's
Because
Hey,
I'm happy.
Last week I slid in Real Housewives in there, and
Where?
I didn't get copyrighted at all.
Oh no,
for
that
it,
was
so-
funny.
The Ghetto?
The ghetto.
Yeah.
That was from Real Housewives?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
you didn't know that?
I like no. I rewound it and like fast forwarded it and like listened to it multiple times. And I was like,
Yeah, that's new release.
Shout out to our editor out there, whoever
Shout
that
out
guy
to him.
is.
he's hard at work.
He is underpaid too.
Yeah.
So starting off, guys, what does happiness look like for you?
Let me start. I think for me, happiness means not worrying about too many outside factors in your life, like not necessarily worrying about how people may think about things you do or perceive it. That's happiness, because I feel like the more you alter who you are because of other people, I think you're not happy, or it reduces your chances of being happy. So it starts with just accepting who you are as a person, your faults, your good things, your bad things, and just owning up to it, and then celebrating it. You may not be a perfect fit for everybody, but you have to look in the mirror at yourself every evening or every night, and are you okay with that? So to me, happiness starts with self acceptance and not worrying about too many outside factors.
Oh, that's
Bars.
message. Yeah,
That's really good. I didn't even
That's the
think
sermon
about that.
today. Me too.
I was sitting here listening to Antonio talk, and I was like, man, like, I think that's actually really true. Like, I guess you aren't very happy until you get to a point to where you can really accept yourself.
You have to.
Well, my answer was going to be family and friends, and that's a good answer. But
Well, let me see. My answer wasn't like the end all be all of happiness.
but it's the start. It's like the healthy, solid foundation.
That's like an aspect. Yeah. So that's a good word. Foundation. I feel like that's a good aspect of a foundational piece for me realizing what happiness is.
And to you, that's what your happiness looks like. And I think for me, it's kind of the same. I was thinking on the lines of what does happiness look like for me? Me just being comfortable in my own company, in my own space, like being home and just like not having anything to do, but being comfortable and being happy. Like not missing out on anything,
No FOMO.
not feeling like I have to have someone with me, or I have to call somebody, or I have to be engaged in doing something. Just being happy in my own space, in my own home, and in my own presence is what happiness looks like for me. And I think it takes a while for you to actually get to that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's something you need to practice.
Yeah.
In a sense, happiness is like the thing is my moods throughout the day. Like I'll be on cloud 9, and then something bad will happen, and I'll be like, rain clouds and shit. So I'm like happy every day, but I'm also like kind of swinging back and forth. And sometimes I'm just like unhappy, and then I think about it. I'm like, you don't have anything to really be unhappy about. Mm-hmm. So it's just kind of like resetting your mind. But for me, happiness is, I think you said home, and I thought of like family, being with family. Like I went on a trip with my parents, and it was just like this kind of. I felt safe, like I was a little kid. Like no matter what's gonna happen, they're gonna protect me. Or like being out with you guys, just cutting up, being with my other friends too, Round Rock, my Austin friends, like being with people where you feel like you can be yourself fully and like you're your best around. I think when I'm by myself, I have a hard time being happy unless, it's Saturday and I'm like, I wake up and I go to Starbucks and I come back and, the Starbucks is brewing. So I get to take a nice shit. And that's happiness to me, really.
I want to, that was a good one. I want to piggyback on what you said, Dom, about being home because, again, like I said earlier, I just moved last week, and that was actually one of the reasons why I moved, because I literally just hated the place I moved into for the last 4 months. There was a lot of factors there. I made that decision with different financial circumstances, but just being there, I hated that apartment, and it became more present. The more time I spent there, it just became more present. I hated the apartment. It was affecting my mood, and I look back at some times where I may have sent people some aggressive texts. It was because I would go home and be irritated being there. So your home being a place that you can find happiness, that matters. So I'm like, you know what? I just moved 4 months ago, but I'll pay the transfer fee. I'll do whatever, because that place is making me unhappy.
It's true. I mean, I've had apartments where it was like the whole year. My apartment before the house where it was just like, I feel like I live in a box. And I work from home too. So it's like my office is my home. And then when you're in an apartment, like, and it's like a 1-bedroom apartment, it's like your kitchen is your office, is your living room, is your, you know, like your bedroom. Like it's all together, you know? So happiness to me is, in the sense of home, like I would say getting a house is, you know, there's a lot of shit to it, but like I do when I like go on vacation or I'm traveling for work and I get back, it's just like this feeling of like,
Yes.
you know, you have your space and shit. But living alone is lonely. And we talked about like a couple podcasts ago where your therapist that she broke up with you or you broke with her.
It was mutual.
It was mutual. It was mutual. That's what the person that was dumped says.
We both agree. No, so they just stopped talking to you. So
Mutually. What did she say? She said that if you can't be okay with being alone, you can't be okay with being around other people, and like to kind of embrace loneliness.
Yes, embrace your loneliness. It's you have to first be okay being alone before you can be okay being surrounded by others.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I might have taken that way too far in my life right now, but no, I think that is true because it goes back to just being happy with yourself. Like,
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people who I meet or you can just tell aren't happy. Like I have a good friend right now who he's in a certain situation with a very long marriage that I can tell he's not happy in, and you can just sense that. And I feel like he's also not happy about things about himself too. Like,
Yep.
he says it without saying it, but you can just sense it on people too, and it kind of sucks, but.
It does. And I, you know, prayers for your friend.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to seem like that, you know? And I think that in the past I probably have, you know, because anxiety of life and, you know, makes it hard to consistently be like grateful. I think that happiness is tied to being grateful. Agree or disagree?
Agree.
Yeah, that can be part of it too.
Agree.
On a much lighter note, one other thing that also makes me happy is one thing about this apartment complex is I realize also dark color tones affect me too. So my last apartment was kind of like a dark olive color, and it had like way too much shade, so I didn't get a lot of natural light. This new apartment, the building's white and yellow and like blue, so they're like very bright, vibrant colors. Even outside, when I open up the window or just wake up, I look outside, there's trees. It's more in a residential neighborhood type area. And even like waking up to that every day has had an effect of just like, I'm waking up to sunlight
Yeah.
and just bright colors. I didn't realize that affected me. I do like bright colors, but I didn't realize having those dark tones and all that shade when I wake up and it'd be super dark in the morning and even dark in the afternoon at my old place was affecting me too. So for me, you know, bright colors, just something as simple as that kind of affects happiness too on a very micro level.
So you would say that you prefer white over black?
Whoa, God.
I didn't go that. That's deep.
Oh, God.
I mean, you said it.
That's not. Let's not go there.
I will say that I don't think colors affect my happiness. Personally, that's for me. But I will agree with you. Like having sunlight and just like open windows, being able to see trees and nature and stuff, that affects my happiness a lot. When it's like gloomy and gray and it's like storming outside and stuff, I do feel a little down sometimes.
Oh,
I think that's why I enjoy the summertime so much.
Yeah.
Because it's like the sun is out more. You can see the clouds and the sky is like so blue. And it's like during the winter, it's just like cold and gloomy and gray outside.
Then it gets dark early.
Yeah, it gets dark early.
That's so depressing.
It's kind of like that to me just like affects my happiness or my mood sometimes rather than colors. You know?
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
being
kinda-
outside is happiness. Go ahead, Tone.
I kind of put those two together a little bit because I'm the same way. Like I used to have that kind of seasonal depression, like in the wintertime because it gets dark early.
Yeah.
You don't have much sunlight. The trees are dead, so everything's brown and just not vibrant. So that affects me too. So I kind of group the sunlight and colors all together in a sense because to me, sunlight and bright colors are all just like, I guess in my brain, the connotation of those two connect for like more positive thinking. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I get it.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on it, Greg?
On what?
On colors, do they affect
Oh,
your happiness?
colors.
sometimes?
I mean, I definitely understand Tone having that apartment that's the wrong apartment. I had an apartment like that, and the walls were kind of like they were like a maroon color, you know, and the walls were super thin. And in the courtyard, there was this big statue of Buddha, and it was just like the energy was off. So I would say no. I need like light colors. Yeah, no. If my wall was like a dark gray or something, I just like the space. I like the sunlight. I got a lot of sunlight in my house.
Yeah,
you
you
know,
get a lot
like,
of good. You get a lot of good light in here. which
and
is
I
cool.
always keep the windows open. You know, even when I'm like thinking my neighbors could probably see me walking around naked. Have you walked around naked?
I did that day one.
Oh, really? Is it
yeah.
like clear view to the sidewalk?
So technically, it's on the second floor in the front of the building. So in theory, if you were, I leave my window open for the most part ish. My blinds open. So if it's late at night and I got like my mood lights on or whatever, you could probably see me. But I'm like, I don't really care.
What floor are you on?
It's just second floor.
Okay.
So it's close enough to the ground where if you're walking in the front, you can just see me pretty much.
Yeah, I love being naked in your own place.
It feels so good. I can
no,
do the
it's
old
best.
place. The old place was so small and it was so dark. It just felt weird. And then my neighbors are always outside. So I'm like,
It's-
the wrong person can see the crack in the window. And I'm like, it was weird.
So when you guys do feel down and like unhappy, is there something that you do that can change your mood?
There's a couple things. I used to have this playlist. It's not fully complete yet, but there's certain songs that can usually pull me out of it. So sometimes it's finding a good song, whatever. There's certain things I can watch automatically on TV that help a little bit. Like it's something I've seen 1,000 times, but I can throw on like a Family Guy or whatever, or even Boondocks or something like that, because it's just funny. I know what it is that lifts the mood. So certain shows, certain music. The other thing is typically sometimes when I'm down, I don't really talk to people, but if I can find like one person to reach out to and talk to, it kind of helps too, because I have a habit of when I get down, I kind of pull away from people.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
clean 'em up.
Yeah, I think a lot of us do, right? But then I realize sometimes you just need that person to talk to, and it's not like, hey, I'm depressed, talk to me. It's just literally just calling someone or whatever, having a conversation, and they have no idea that you're down, but it's just talking to somebody about something. It kind of takes your mind off of it, because there's been plenty of times where I've went out with you guys or whatever, and before going, I'm like, I don't feel like going, just whatever, I'm not in the mood for it. But then I'll come and be like, oh, this is great, like I'm having a good time. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's the people aspect. So.
I no, totally agree. You know, sometimes I'm like, before we hang out, I'm like, wow, we really don't like to.
Not because of people, not because y'all. It's just like,
I gotta see so and so again.
Yeah, maybe
Because it's something you have to do.
Yeah,
but also
yeah.
maybe I'm tired.
Or maybe
exhausted.
because when you make plans, you're like, yeah, I'll do that, and then the day of, you're kind of like going through your own like demons or whatever. But I agree, Tone, where it's like even the act of like pretending like you're happy, like when you get around friends,
Gets
it
you.
works, right? Fake it till you make it,
And
right?
you actually make it, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, actually, I'm having a good time, so I'm not down anymore.
And I'm always so glad I did it, right? I'm
Yeah.
never like, oh, I wish I didn't do that. You know, I wish I stayed home and stewed in my fucking misery. No, I'm like, okay, that was fun.
I think something that I do that usually picks up my mood is like cleaning. Like if I'm like down or something, like I know I'll be like, let me just wash the dishes, or let me just sweep or mop, or just like clean the bathroom or something. Just something that just keeps me like active, that could just like really cheer up my mood. Because nothing makes me happier than having a clean place. Having a clean place to me it makes me happy. I don't like a dirty place, and that depresses me.
So I agree with the having a clean place equals happiness. I don't like the act of cleaning. Like I don't get joy out of that. But there has been times where if my place is too dirty, I got stuff on the floor. Because sometimes I get in the habit. I'll come home, I'm just like, here, shelf, whatever.
right.
Yeah.
If it gets to a point where the place is clustered, that does kind of affect me, because I'm like, your place being messy and stuff all over the place is like, you know it's there, it's bothering you, you need to do it. It clutters my mind. So cleanliness, yes, it does equal happiness. I just don't enjoy the process
It doesn't
of cleaning.
It doesn't make you happy if you're unhappy, I think, is what you're saying. Like if you're unhappy, you're not gonna pick up a broom
Yeah.
and a mop and a
No, for sure, yeah. It's not going to make me happy. But having a clean place, I have felt better.
You do equate. I equate it with like, yeah, everything in its right place, and like
Yeah.
I'm happy. Like this is, you know, anything that happens from here is like gonna be good, right?
I guess it's like, I compare it to people who hate working out, but they work out because they for whatever reason, it's like that for cleaning for me. Like I know
Right.
I have to do it. I don't enjoy it, but I do it. I do enjoy working out, so that's different. But I'm the person who doesn't enjoy working out but does it. That's cleaning for me.
Well,
I love sweeping.
I was gonna say, you love sweeping.
Yeah, sweeping. I really enjoy picking up a broom and just like sweeping.
What are
and
you,
just-
like an 18th
I don't
century
mind.
orphan
I don't
from
mind mopping
the UK?
either. I don't mind.
Ain't you got a Roomba? A Roomba?
No, I don't.
Roomba.
No. I don't know. I don't think those clean good enough.
It means enough to me, I would think.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think they clean enough, but they do just kind of like, they're like a little pet, you know? Maybe that's like what I should do to ease into getting a dog, is just have a little
not-
Roomba. But they're cute though. It's
They
like
are.
Wally just
You just gotta connect to the
chilling,
Wi-Fi. plug
stuck
it
in the corner.
I can do it myself. I enjoy doing it myself.
Okay.
Well, come over here, baby. Whenever you're blue. So when I'm unhappy, music like transports me to another world, happier times, you know. This is gonna be kind of an embarrassing answer, but food.
No, I was thinking that too.
If I'm unhappy, I will go to get my comfort burrito. You know what I'm saying?
Or your Sonic slushy.
Oh yeah, all day long.
we
Trying
know.
to.
We know.
Yeah, the
Didn't
Sonic
we talk
slushy
about
less
that
and less. What?
before about like trauma eating?
Oh yeah.
Is there a difference between eating because I'm happy, eating like makes me happy, or eating because I'm like going through something?
That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean it's a thin line because you do have to eat regardless, and
Right,
sometimes
have to.
you do eat your favorites without being like sad. But when you're going all in, you know, and it's like you got like entree, but then also you got like 2 tacos too. That's trauma eating.
So, in terms of eating, I can't relate because obviously we know at this point I don't like food on this podcast.
Yeah, we got that
Yep.
on the list of things Antonio doesn't like.
So the funny thing about it is I just realized why I'm like this. I actually I don't eat more when I get happy, but when I'm down, I tend to not eat if I'm depressed. So if you see me like if I lost like 10 pounds, I'm like, oh, he's going through something. He's depressed. I don't have like a overeating anything phase. Only time I will overeat is when there's an edible involved. But other than that, yeah, I don't. Food doesn't equate to happiness for me. Only when I'm high. That's the only time because it's just because everything tastes good then. Everything tastes good at that.
When you're high, everything tastes good.
Everything.
Everything
really
in your
does.
cab. That's the best way to get rid of stuff.
You'll eat anything.
Yeah, you're
Like, damn, this popcorn been sitting in my cabinet for
Yeah,
months.
and you're like, ooh, it's actually pretty good.
It's not, but it's like right
Yeah.
now it's perfect.
I haven't had the munchies in a very long time,
I had it this week once.
so I can't wait to get high again so I can just eat up some stuff I need to get rid of.
Tonight would have been a perfect night.
That's a good segue into where I was going to ask next. Do drugs play a factor or a motivator to your happiness?
Yes, and that was actually I was gonna say, with food comes like if I'm feeling down, I'll probably like take a hit of the vape. Honestly, you know, and it does not always make me happy. Newsflash: sometimes it makes you more unhappy.
But you don't want to admit it.
You don't want to admit it. Yeah, of course not.
I admit it, no, because it's only been like the last 2 years where taking something like, you know, an edible, a little bit of weed or whatever, it hasn't made me happy, but like 85% of the time it's made me not happy. But the 15 it does, it's great because for me, it's like whenever I do it and it feels good, it's because I'm not worried about anything else at that moment. Like nothing else matters. Whatever I'm thinking about at work, whatever issue I'm having or some conversation with somebody, for those 15% of times where edibles feel good, nothing matters and I am happy. But for the other part, it's kind of like
All that work stuff and all
It's
that
hit- it
like
hits.
conversations,
You're a
is like you're like
failure,
thinking you're a
anxiety.
failure. Yeah.
So the drugs things is hit or miss. Definitely drinking. I don't drink at home a lot.
Yeah, me neither. So I'm never gonna like be unhappy and be like, oh, I need a drink.
Yeah.
I don't do that. Drinking
Yeah.
is social to me.
I think people who do that, that's a different topic. That's almost like mental illness or not mental
Well, if
illness.
it's a glass of wine, you know, I feel like
no
that's
glass
okay.
of wine. I'm talking
Yeah.
to people who like.
Yeah, drink all
I'm
bottles.
talking about alcoholism, but that's a different topic. But yeah, like the cocktail thing at home doesn't work for me because it's just I'm just here by myself and
I mean, for me, are we counting alcohol as a drug? I mean, it can be. It's-
I would put it in the same category.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, me and Memphis will, if we're just chilling at home, like we'll have a glass of wine while we have dinner, or we'll just have a cocktail. Sometimes, if say we It's Friday. We're both off work. We don't have anything going on. Be like, hey, let's watch movies, eat some food, and let's just have a cocktail at the house. And we'll do that sometimes. And
Of course, I mean
that makes me happy.
You got a built-in best friend, you know.
Yeah,
like,
like,
I'm not
two
drinking
makes it
alone.
different. Yeah, drinking alone's kinda sad.
Two's a party.
Like if you call me on a Tuesday night, and I'm just, what you doing? Like drunk? Like with who? Like by myself?
Yeah,
that's good.
I'm gonna be like, "Are you okay? Do you need me to come over?"
Yeah, like, are you okay?
I mean, I guess that makes sense too because I don't think when I was living alone,
You probably
drank.
didn't, yeah.
I didn't drink.
Because there's no reason to. But if you're with someone, like that makes sense to me. Like, oh, you'll share split a bottle of wine and a couple drinks for dinner and a movie. That's perfect to me. That makes sense.
I mean, edibles. I did do edibles a lot when I was alone, and sativa made me very happy.
Yeah, sativa's fun.
That's what I'm on right now. Actually, I took a sativa.
Really?
I took a sativa edible before my massage today. Massages made me happy. Random. Forgot about that.
Oh, this podcast makes me happy.
Yeah,
But those aren't drugs.
that's true.
But I mean, I wouldn't say that there's any drugs that are a motivator to my happiness. I wouldn't say that.
A motivator to your happiness,
Or
like
plays a factor into your happiness.
yeah, it's more kind of like aids you. And honestly, it's kind of like however you're feeling before you get high.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
That's
it is.
very important.
You can't alter your mood like that. Like if you're going into it already down or depressed, it's probably gonna get worse.
Yeah. At least on the drugs I take.
What type of drugs though?
Yeah, what are we talking here?
Just weed. But I know people.
You said drugs with an S.
I know people. I know people who use cocaine as a way to be an upper for them to like make them happy. To like
Or ketamine. I've seen
ketamine,
people do
yeah.
that.
For happiness?
Yeah, but if you do too much of it, then it's like KO.
Or
Yeah,
like
it's dark.
ecstasy or something like that. People do those type of drugs to feel happier and looser.
Yeah, that's like once in every blue moon type thing, though. You're not gonna find me on a Tuesday doing ketamine. Then I definitely need help.
Do you guys have any hobbies? I know we kind of touched on them. Any of your hobbies that make you happy? I know you mentioned like working out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I wanted to talk a little bit about working out. Like it's definitely tied to my happiness. Like when things are overwhelming or things don't make sense or I'm down or if I feel like nauseous, kind of like I have today, I work out, and it makes me feel better because I just get that sweat in. I've been dealing with this is such a boring story. When I went to, when I traveled out, you're used to it? Is that what you said?
Make it quick.
Oh, I mean, when I had that like whirlwind tour, when I went to New York, Detroit, New York for work that one week, and I like basically skinned my ankle to the point that I haven't been able to work out for the past 2 weeks. And it's such a lame injury. It's not like I like pulled my hamstring. It's like I just rubbed my ankle raw from like dress shoes. And so I've had like a Band-Aid with socks on and flip-flops for 2 weeks. And then like today I was like, oh, I wish I could just get a good cardio session, but I can't wear tennis shoes. So it's over. Is that boring?
No Camp Gladiator.
You're good.
No Camp Gladiator.
No Camp Gladiator. And they be asking where I am too.
You just at that party, so everybody's like, what happened to Greg?
Exactly. They were like, were we like bad guests? No. And the thing is, after
got
the party,
arrested.
yeah, I got arrested.
Say that.
Yeah, that's probably what they think.
I think for me, I mean, you guys know I love volleyball, so that's had played a huge role into my happiness just because it was a way that I was staying active, and I have a lot of friends in that space that I got to see every week. And taking a break though this summer has also been very opening, I guess, for me.
Your schedule wise.
Yeah, schedule wise, like I'm able to do more. I'm not as stressed about having to do something. I don't have any obligations
That's good.
right
Yeah.
now.
I bet that feels good because being over obligated can really affect your happiness.
Yes, it
I've
can.
learned.
So, but that is a hobby of mine that played, a factor into my happiness, and also like being home and like playing my game. I'm a gamer at heart. I don't game as much as I used to, but
Are you a gamer like GAYMER?
Well, technically, yeah.
yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Where's the Pride Parade for that?
Online.
At Comic-Con.
Of course.
It's
in the metaverse.
I was gonna say at Comic-Con or something like that. But yeah, I like to play my game. Sometimes I'm gonna start playing it more. because I do get happiness from doing it, and I have friends that I play with. Me and my friend Trent play all the time.
Shout out Trent.
Together.
When's
Shout
he
out
gonna
to
be on the
him.
pod? We should get him on the pod.
Yes, for sure.
He would be such a good guest, but like we'd have to pick a good topic,
Yeah, has to be something nerdy.
like nerd shit.
Me
Yeah,
and him can talk about Marvel for a little bit, but
Yeah.
he knows way more than me.
A whole episode.
No, even I can't do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that's something that is a hobby that brings me happiness. What about you, Tom?
My hobbies mostly include physical activity, so like definitely working out. Like I'm also a biker. I have a road bike and a mountain bike, so biking makes me happy. Just really being active. That's the biggest thing for me. I don't like being sedative or stationary.
That makes sense.
Yeah, you do be moving all the time.
Yeah, sometimes
Too
it's
much.
Yeah, yeah, right. But yeah, like really just being active. The funny thing is, I turned a hobby into a profession the last couple of years because I'm a full-time photographer for this company now, and I used to do that as a hobby on the side of my job. So the odd part about that is turning a hobby into your career is probably kill some of the joy of it, but I still enjoy it. But yeah, I mean, I literally took something that made me happy and made it into my full-time job, which I do like my job now. I got through all the stressful points. So photography, I'm a big basketball fan. That makes me happy. I don't watch like all like WNBA, college, everything, but sometimes I will put on like a random basketball game, even if I don't care about it, and just watch it for a little bit. That makes me happy. What else makes me happy?
I mean, that's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, there's a couple things.
Not fantasy football doesn't make you happy.
Well, I won, so I was super happy when I won.
Wait, well, when's that gonna start?
Oh, that should be soon.
Yeah, so hopefully soon, here in a couple.
I think it's in
months.
August. It usually starts in August.
Yeah.
We can do like a recap every week.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Just,
Our football corner.
depends on what place I'm in. But no, I want to take inspiration from you guys because y'all are probably two of the most active people that I know.
Me, I'm not.
And I want to get to a point to where it's like working out makes me happy.
Oh, well, you gotta find
Because right now I want to do it so I'm not too fat.
volleyball
Not necessarily,
is
like-
exercise, and you're
No, but I wanna-
you're the
I wanna
perfect
do
size.
more than
Oh,
that.
well, join CG.
Yeah, you got to find out what works for you because, like, I like the gym, but a lot of people can't do the gym. They can't get motivated by it, and I totally understand it. But it's kind of hard to figure out what is that thing that you like.
Yeah, and the thing about moving your body is like there's no place you should be. Like there's no way you should do it. It's just like finding what makes you happy, whether that's like yoga or Roomba or Zumba.
Or biking or something like that.
Tennis or pickleball,
I'm just not ready. I don't believe in pickleball. I'm just not ready to
it's taking over.
ship out $700 for a bicycle. You know how bikes are so expensive these days.
Oh, yeah. How's your bike club going?
It's
they got no bikes.
non-existent. We
Wait,
don't have bikes yet.
so you joined a bike club
Without no bike.
we don't
and
have
you're
bikes yet.
you're just not active members.
We're just looking for bikes right now. We're in the process of shopping and negotiating prices for bikes.
You do need to, one thing, go to a store and figure out your size. Because bikes come in sizes like small, medium, large, extra large. Figure out your size because I'm riding a large right now and I need an extra large because my legs are kind of long. So find out the right size. before
Oh,
you buy
really? So you're an extra large. What would I be? An extra large?
it. Probably, yeah, because you're taller than me. It's like my legs may be longer, but you're taller than me. So yeah, an extra large.
Okay. Yeah, I need to get a bike too. Working out makes me happy, as I discussed, and like you're talking about hobbies. I think your story is pretty inspirational, Tone, because you did make something that you loved into a job. And I've always been, my happiness kind of like hobby wise resided in like creativity. Like I've written like screenplays and I put it out an EP.
That is so
It's on
cool.
Spotify. Like I used to be in an improv group.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to do like live comedy, and like I just hate the fact that like adulthood kind of saps all that creativity out of you. I mean, it certainly doesn't, but like it has for me, and I've heard of a lot of other people that are just kind of like, I got too many responsibilities, where I just feel like I just used to have this like my passion because I was always working on something, and it was like not gonna get me anywhere. I didn't think it was gonna make me famous or rich, but it was like completing an artistic task was like where I got my joy and excitement, and I need to get back into that. I mean, honestly, the podcast
Yeah.
scratches that itch.
It
somewhat.
was fulfilling something inside of you.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy because like we don't have an excuse. None of us have kids.
I know.
Antonio's the only one with a pet.
Right, and it's a cat.
And I mean,
No, just slander to cats. I'm just,
Don't be slandering my cat.
they're easy.
Hey, your cats are chill. So.
yeah, and our relationship status is pretty lax to the point to where like none of us are in relationships to where it's like we're forced to always be with that person. We have freedom.
Yeah.
In a sense. So it's crazy to think about that, how we use being an adult as an excuse to like give up on stuff that we were doing in the past that we enjoyed.
You've inspired me, but it's finding the time and it's finding the space and finding the energy.
Yeah.
It's finding the energy.
That's
What
it is.
You know what's interesting? Do y'all listen to Kendrick Lamar?
Yeah. I've heard of him.
Do you, right. Do you remember his album? It was the one after Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly.
Yes.
I've heard of it, yeah.
So on one of the songs at the end of it, it's like this kind of fake interview where he's interviewing Tupac, and it's almost perfectly how they match up him asking questions. But the interesting part about you saying that, Greg, about losing that creativity is on the skit where Tupac is talking. He's talking about how like it's like at 30, most people lose that. He's talking exactly about that. Most people lose that aggression, that drive. Every now and then, that song is in my playlist. I forget the name of the song, but it's in my playlist. And when I play it, I always listen to it because it reminds me like to keep going. Because even me doing what I did as far as in your 30s, doing a complete career change and kind of going broke for like 6 months because of it, that skit kind of motivated me to be like, just because I'm 30 doesn't mean I have to like not take a chance and you know, still be creative.
Yeah,
So
you don't have to be safe. Like,
yeah.
be bold, you know?
Yeah, I gotta find it and send it to y'all, but it just reminds me because that brings me happiness. Like trying, excelling, doing something you want to do, but
Failing, you know?
yeah, you have to fail at some stuff. But that skit, every time I hear it, it's so motivating about what you're talking about. Like, not just because you're 30 doesn't mean you have to like lose it and settle in and be this house husband, I guess, and just not do anything. You can still do, you know, be creative and have different outlets, and as long as everybody's cool with it.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm gonna go listen to that for sure.
Me too.
Yeah, once I find it, I'll make sure I send it to you.
I've heard it before, but I don't remember that part.
Yeah, it just always sticks out to me.
This is random, but you guys, one new hobby that I have, you know, picked up that I didn't think that would bring so much happiness is baking.
I thought you were going to say babysitting.
No, absolutely not. But
Baking.
baking, yeah, I baked. Me and Memphis baked a cake not too long ago.
Oh, it looked good. Yeah, it looked good.
It turned out really, really good.
Whose birthday was that for? It wasn't mine, but it was around mine.
It was Memphis's best friend's birthday. But we made a 3-layer cake, and it was delicious. And I actually had a really good time doing it. So it kind of like, I don't know, blossomed something inside of me. It's kind of like, man, I want to try to do it again and try to. This time I want to make my own buttercream. This time I want to like do these different techniques to see how it turns out.
You know what? Y'all should do like a little. They have like cooking classes. Maybe do like a baking class together. That'd be kind of fun.
That'd be cute.
That'd be fun.
Yeah,
That's
I got a
something-
flyer in the community center around the street. They do like cooking classes, and one of them's like cooking with diabetes. And I was gonna take it. Yeah,
okay, yeah, that'd be really cool.
Oh, cooking, baking.
Yeah.
Like, that's simple. So is happiness simplicity? Because I think it is. Like,
I don't know.
I
think
like.
it can be a little complex sometimes. I think it just depends on you.
Yeah.
I don't cook if it's over 30 minutes.
This is basically me and Greg talking to each other. Everybody.
Wait, I don't cook at all because are we re-upping next week?
Yeah, I'm looking at another one too. That's right, Bobby. What?
Okay, I already found a new food trap, boo. Chin.
Okay, that's cool. No,
I needed a backup.
No, I haven't to see another one too. I just want to look into, but I still want to do it though. So
Okay.
Do you guys have any any personal relationships that make you happy?
actually, I think most of my people who I have in my immediate life make me happy because after the last couple of years and like having to break up and having to reevaluate life, I realized there were people that were making me unhappy, and I've since kind of removed that. So actually, most of the people that I talk to on a regular basis provide some sort of happiness. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like that my circle as it is now, like all the people that I interact with make me happy, you know, and that's not always been the case throughout my 20s because you're like,
You're just around people.
yeah, you're just around people, right?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, definitely like, yeah, all my people, like everybody that I text with or talk with or, you know, yeah, is happiness.
Because people come and go
Yep.
very a lot in your life, it's kind of like that throughout your whole life. It's really hard to like find those relationships that are going to stick around and be there for you through thick and thin. And I can say that I do have some relationships in my life that make me happy, and I feel like that is the case. Both with family and non-family. At this point, everybody that I'm close to, I associate them with being a part of my family. So yeah, I would say honestly, I think there probably are a few relationships right now that I have in my life that aren't as happy, that those people probably won't be around very long.
Mm-hmm.
But only time will tell.
Yeah.
Who knows what will happen?
No, that makes sense. What is there a day of the week that reminds you of happiness? Because I just thought about like, oh, tomorrow's Sunday, and that's kind of a happy day. You know what I'm saying?
I think Saturday for me.
Yeah, Saturdays are kind of like that. It's the true day off. Like Friday you
Yes.
have to work, but Saturdays like you're really off.
You're really off.
Yeah.
And you're not thinking about I can still sleep in tomorrow too.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And Sunday is like you have fun in the
cool,
morning,
but
the
then-
morning time, and then towards
Oh,
the
it
evening,
wrap
gets,
it up.
it can
like,
get dark quick, but
it up.
I
I
think
gotta work
Sunday's
tomorrow.
usually good because it's like usually I did something fun with friends, and so I got that like scratch itched, and so I'm like recharged in that sense, and it's just like okay, time to do laundry, time to do my thing.
Yeah, I would say Saturday for me is probably the most happy day for me. I would say that.
So I got one. What about, is there like any particular happy memory, like something you may think about that happened when you were a kid or 20s, whatever, just some memory that makes you happy? Any particular?
I think I have a bunch of memories that I can like think back on that really make me happy. Like a couple of years ago, me and my family took a vacation to Destin, Florida. We spent a week there, and we had a beach house, and it was really cool. It was really nice. I had a great time that entire weekend. So when I think about that, that makes me happy. One thing in particular, though, I remember when my parents dropped me off at college for the first time. It's the first time I've ever been away from home. I didn't have a car, I wasn't alone or anything, but when they got my room together and they were, saying their goodbyes and everything, my dad actually cried
Nuh-uh.
that day. Like when, he was like, bye, like, please be safe, call us every other day and check in with us and everything. And that's the first time I ever really seen my dad cry before. I was
Yeah,
like, man, this man really loves me.
yeah. No, it's just
So that makes me happy because it's like, especially with fathers, sometimes you don't think that they like are aware or they care
right.
sometimes.
Or fathers are more like, "Am I disappointment?"
Right.
I don't even know because you don't show emotion towards me. You're
Right.
just kind of like gruff. But yeah,
So seeing that, as a child, it kind of made me happy, or as a young adult, it made me happy, So that's one memory I think about.
yeah. I think like that, like acts of love from people that you care about. Oftentimes, what makes me happy is like thinking back of something that was like tough, and maybe in the moment I wasn't having fun, and then you look back and you're like, oh, I kind of rocked that shit, like whether it be like a work thing when I traveled for work that crazy week, and like the whole week I was just like anxious, and then like Saturday I was hobbling around because my ankle, and I was just like, oh, you did that shit,
So it's kind of like for you, it's like your accomplishments, like
Yeah.
getting through something.
right, like you are the fucking man, because like so many moments of your day you're like, I'm not the man, so like when you really get that feeling of I'm the fucking man, like nobody can do it like me, I think that's happiness for me, honestly. And that goes back to what Tone said about like being okay with yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, no, those are good examples. I think I've felt happiness completing things too, especially like figuring out something, pushing something beyond to like the next level that you were nervous about. Like one thing is in particular, I've done photography for years. I was always nervous about doing video, and this job kind of pushed me to do it because before I got this job, I had to submit like a portfolio, and I had to scramble last minute to shoot some content, and I got it and ended up getting the job because of what I shot. But it was the realizing something I was afraid of. I had the ability to do all along, but I just needed that push. So it kind of made me happy that I accomplished something, and it's like you're moving to the next level. So that's a good memory I have. Some of my memories of happiness kind of come from like group gatherings, food, and I'm gonna say alcohol, but not when you like overdrink. But it's like those moments where like I remember like graduating high school, me and my friends hanging out at somebody's apartment pool, just grilling, having a good time, being carefree.
Yeah.
I remember like grilling at Stone Mountain Park in Georgia with my family, like on those holiday weekends, just grilling hot dogs, running around the park, stuff like that. Like just those. My happiness memories typically come from group settings where it's just the moment where nothing matters but what's happening in that moment.
Yeah.
Because I'm so busy. Like we talked about, we're so busy. There's always something going on. It's like those moments where you just forget everything and just have a good time.
Yeah, where time slows down. Like also if you like have a good memory and you like laugh about something somebody said, even like in present day you're like thinking back and it's cracking you up. Like that's happiness to me, right?
Yeah, it's fun to reminisce off those like fun times, not like the trash time that somebody did.
Yeah.
Well, great. I really enjoyed this topic. That was just great hearing about our happiness and what that looks like for all of us and hitting on that. Hopefully everyone out there can relate with what we talked about this week for sure.
Yeah, and I would say just, I think a lot of us try to focus on the happy things or the positive things, because I think it's easy to get caught in negative stuff, which is why I have to get off Twitter half the time, because I started to realize Twitter is like a cesspool of negativity.
Your phone is, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But Twitter, I mentioned Twitter in particular because the last couple of months I've been viewing it so differently, where it just seems like people are out for blood for everything. So I have to get away from it because it was making me unhappy when I just want to see cat videos and like random like funny out of context video pages or whatever. That's all I want to see online. And also sports stuff. I want to see who got traded. I want to see cat videos and funny videos. That's all I want to see.
And
porn.
Yeah.
That's
that makes me happy.
Yeah. It makes
let's close the pod on that. Porn makes me happy.
Well, we did get a random question.
I was wondering
this week, guys.
Go.
This question comes from Memphis.
Oh, who's in the room? Who's been sitting on the couch this whole time?
He's an audience member this week. He's listening to us record.
No, he has his earbuds in. He hasn't like looked over at us once.
Let the people think.
Okay.
He wanted to know, what do you feel most passionate about and why?
Oh, this is good for the... Yeah, this
good
ties into the... Did he know the topic?
I mean, we told him.
Oh, okay.
No. He was right there. So again, what are we most passionate about?
Yeah, and why?
So I think for me right now, the most passionate thing I'm about is, how do I say it properly? Not like self-evaluation, but trying to be careless but careful.
Ooh.
And what I mean by that is, again, what I talked about earlier, not caring so much about outside perspective, not worrying so much about other people's thoughts of what I'm doing, my actions or my choices, but still being mindful where there's a line between becoming just, I don't give a fuck about anything, and I don't want to cross that line where it's just, he's just super selfish. But trying to find that balance. Let's say balance.
So you're passionate about finding that life balance between throwing caution to the wind or being kind of like uptight.
Yeah, because I have to be uptight in certain things, but I do realize sometimes I go overboard with like trying to be. Someone called me militant a couple weeks ago about some of my regimen, and he was kind of right. And I in my mind I'm like, I have to be that way right now, but there's a balance because you can't be militant 100% of the time. Like there has to be that day you wake up and sleep in a little bit.
Oh, for
there
sure.
There has to be that time you just. I'm not gonna tell you what I did yesterday, but you ate too much of something that you shouldn't.
I'm sure it was like a regular meal for me, whatever his horror story is.
No,
I'm like, that's it?
No. All right, I'll see. There's an app, real quick plug. There's an app I found. It's called Too Good to Go. And what's cool about it is there's not many restaurants on there now or places, but basically it's an app that was made so that if restaurants, instead of them throwing out food, they can sell it to you the next day for a discounted price. So here's what I did yesterday.
I'm not doing that.
I'm doing that. Wait, so it's like 1 day past expiration date, but like probably still
It'd be something they made the day before.
Oh, they made it?
They had to get rid of. So example, Tiff's Treats.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I ate 13 cookies yesterday.
You ate 13 cookies yesterday?
Oh, that is
I don't know.
Gluttony.
That sounds like somebody who enjoys cookies.
And they were $5.
That doesn't sound like somebody who's militant.
So that's what I mean. Like, I'm militant, but I have these breaks and these moments, right? Where I'm like, okay, this ain't gonna happen every day. It's not gonna happen once a month, but it's gonna happen. So
You gotta treat yourself.
yeah,
Did
like
you find joy in all 13 of those
they
cookies?
were so good, actually. Yeah.
Okay, you found joy and happiness, and you said you
I did.
don't find joy and
Because I
happiness.
don't eat like
food.
that normally. That's not a normal thing for me to do that.
Yeah.
But it was $5. And my mom, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have. I ate 2 in the car, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take the rest. I'm gonna put it in the fridge, and I'm like, well, I can have one more, and one more. Oh god, I did it again. I was one more cookie. I wasn't one more drink. It was one more cookie.
Yeah, one more cookie.
And then I actually threw the last 3 out, but then my cat knocked over the trash can and tried to eat them. And it was a story.
Lord.
So, yeah, balance. The whole thing is balance. There's gonna be good times, bad times. I will be militant at times, but I have to relax and say, hey, you know what? You can eat a little bit more today. It's okay. You can relax. You don't have to wake up 5 a.m. every day. So, yeah, just balance. That's what I'm passionate about right now.
Ugh, Lord. I mean, I'm the balance on the other end where I'm like, I need to be more militant. You know what I'm saying? But like,
Yeah.
I keep my shit together, and like, I think what I'm passionate about. I mean, really, this episode is good because I'm like thinking, and I'm just like, oh man, you need to get back to like what you love. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
think lately, it's just like my passion is not fucking it up, like not fucking life up, not fucking the house up, not fucking career up, relationship up. That I think it's like maybe my passion needs to be enjoying it, you know?
Yeah, that sounds like caution and
Yeah.
fear instead
Yeah.
of happiness. So, yeah.
That's not passion. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need that. I need what you said on the shirt.
Which one?
Careless but careful.
I dropped a lot of bars today. So.
Yeah.
I'll write
Was
that
that from
down.
Drake's Book of Poetry?
No, I don't know. That was me. That was top of the game right there.
For me, I mean, one thing that I feel like I'm passionate about right now is this podcast. Let me finish. Like, we put a lot of work and dedication. This isn't easy for anybody out there who thinks that it is. Yes, we sit in front of a microphone and have a conversation. That's the easy part. But planning and setting up stuff and editing and uploading, making sure everything is right, make sure everybody can access it, make sure it's uploaded when we say it's going to be uploaded. Like, it takes time, and that isn't easy. So this has definitely been a great passion project of ours that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I really appreciate everybody that listens to us each week and enjoys the conversations that we have and provides feedback. We love feedback.
Yeah. Find your happiness. You know, we hope you're happy, and just know that we care about you.
Yes. So thank you so much, Memphis, for that question. I hope we answered it to your liking. If you would like to submit a question to us, once again, our Twitter page is LMFpod03, and our email is letmefinish03@gmail.com.
And hey, our Instagram thread is coming, so we'll let you know when it drops.
Yes, season 1 is about to end in about 3 weeks.
Aww. You don't have to add the sound effect.
And then we'll take a month off just to let you guys know what our plan is. And then we're gonna start season 2 in September, and we're gonna come back bigger and better.
Yeah, we'll take some time off. We'll plan how we're going to do season 2 and then bring you back a better product.
Too good to go.
What?
Well, I don't
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Such a weird name.
And we'll end on that note. Until next time, everyone. See you later.
Bye.